Hey, sorry about that. Mr. Mark, how is it going, sir? I hate to think what time it is in the not UK, in Seattle right now. Nathan, Ja Rules, Big Will, James, Tim, man, I need a beer after getting that stream sorted. The first one that I set up, it was just a spiral of death, getting ready to go live, getting ready, and it never would go proceed past that point. So, yeah. Forgiven. ANZAC Day. All right. Cheers for ANZAC Day, people. Hope you're all well. That's better. That's better. 10:40 a.m. Almost drinking time. Alaran took an hour off for a bit of rugby. Good man. Good to see you. I literally put these ones in the freezer for this one. Not ice, but this is the coldest beer I've ever had on stream. So Sam will be happy wherever he is. When are we watching 07 World Cup quarterfinal France, New Zealand? We still got to get through 2003 first, I think. 4 more years. What's up, Wallace? Rugby reenactments. Oh, man, I don't know if we'll see those again. Big Will, first beers on you. Cheers, buddy. Did your lady give you the lounge or are you stuck in the bedroom again? 2 a.m. Mark. You sure you don't need to get some rest? I know there's nothing much to do, so maybe the time doesn't really matter. But, yeah, man. You should have watched the game. The All Blacks channel is showing with your erection. I've done that one. Yeah, I've done the game of the century. I already did that before them. So, yeah. Good morning from Bathgate in Scotland, bro. Hope you and yours are safe, happy ANZAC Day. Cheers, man. Beautiful day here in New Zealand today, at least in Auckland. Very beautiful day. Got the lounge. Good man. ANZAC Day special. I think I transferred the link over from the old one. So if you want to get the game ready, mine's all ready to go on the TV. I'm just going to kill off that other stream now. And yeah, the Oscar goes to Mark. Yeah, not much of an actor, to be honest, but it was good for my son to get out on the rugby field. Put on my clothes. It looked like wizard's robes on him because of the size, but yeah. Tim's in the bedroom. Travis, how's it, man? Link to this game's in the description if you guys want to put it on. If you got like a second screen or your phone or something like that, I generally do the TV for the game and you guys on the laptop. I'll start it in a minute because I'm a bit late. I was faffing about with the other stream. But, yeah. Took me a few kicks to get that reenactment kick over. I had to go toe poke. Couldn't get it done the normal way. I think it was like 3 goes normally, and then toe poke did the trick, maybe 4. Butte Day on the Kapiti Coast. Nice one, man. I guess for a holiday, even if it's a Saturday, it's nice to have a nice, sunny, beautiful day. Right. Full replay, 2017 Bledisloe Cup, All Blacks v Wallabies in Dunedin. I have got the game ready to go. So let us get cracking. It's an hour and 25 minutes, so they must have edited out most of the non-essential stuff. I guess that's mostly just the playtime. But we will see. Yeah, man, grab your beer. Mine are ready to go. By which I mean I'm already drinking them. Right. I'm going to start the game now. So let's get cracking. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Wallace, cheers, man. Second beer. Second beer is in here. Nice and cold. The beers have been in the freezer and the bag has been in the freezer. Exactly. So everything's been in the freezer. So, yeah. Cheers, brother. Hope you're having a good one over in the UK. The banana kick reenactment was good, especially the banana part. Believe it or not, I had to throw that banana 3 times to get like a nice kind of like look. The first time I did it, you couldn't really tell it was a banana. So that banana was pretty mushy by the time it made its way into my mouth. How many beers do I have this time? I've got 2 in the bag, and I've already opened 1. So I'm going 3 beers for ANZAC Day. What can I say? Too cold for beer. Come on, man. Not in Auckland. In Auckland, it is not cold at all. What is the temperature at the minute? Let's have a look. Auckland weather. 16 degrees, man. That's beer drinking weather for sure. Putting the bag in the freezer, and they say humans stopped evolving. I know, man. I know. Got to maximize the cold, right? Otherwise, I get given grief for drinking warm beer. 1 extra every time. That could get messy. Never too cold for a beer. I like that logic. They're just going through the lineups now. Squire, Reed, Sam Kane. I've already gone through the Aussie lineup back when Flower was still playing. Aaron Smith, Bowden Barrett. Back when Barrett used to play 10. Man, Crotty and Sonny Bill. It's the Aussie feed. So I don't know if I've ever seen this game on the Aussie feed. Because obviously when I watched this, it would have been here in New Zealand, so it would have been New Zealand feed. That's also an interesting one. Cheers, Alaran. Never too cold and never too early. South African logic. I once went to kickoff. Wow, that was quick. They've really edited out all the in-between stuff. I went to a wedding of my he's a South African mate. He grew up half of his life in New Zealand, but his dad flew over from South Africa for the wedding. And I had a beer in one hand. Oh, man, look at Falau. I forgot about this. Wow, I didn't remember it being first minute. Holy moly. John, rent-free evening from you. Cheers, John, man. I enjoyed reading what you wrote, bro. Oh man, Tim. Geez, everyone's getting in on the act. Cider. I'll get some cider my next trip to the supermarket. Cheers, man. Who threw that pass? Was it D-Mac? And Falau was gone. Falau's not that quick, but yeah, no one was going to catch him. I've seen Falau run down a few times from intercepts. He's got a good gliding run, but he's not out-and-out pace. Gee whiz, that was under a minute. I know, right? Ultimate Cleveland Browns fan. Hello, sir. Leadership chaos at Rugby Australia, and then a live stream of this match. I know how to treat the Aussie subscribers. I know, man. It's been an interesting turn of events there. I guess it was coming. But yeah, that's what John's talking about when he says about that rant. You need biltong with your beer. I see comments a lot about biltong, but I put my hand up and say I'm not 100% on what this is. I know this is a Googleable question, but somebody elaborate on this for me. "25 seconds. You forgot too." I know. And D-Mac indeed. Yeah. Far out. That was way earlier than I remembered. An advert. Yeah, I had to skip the ad. So if you guys skip the ad, I'm at 4 minutes and 55 seconds now. The Aussies have just given away a penalty. Do you reckon Flower should be back playing rugby? I would love the guy to be playing rugby because I love watching the best players in the world, but you can't be pushing your own views, I guess, into. I mean, I know it's a weird one where people say, you can think what you want. You think what you want. You can say what you want. You shouldn't be punished for it. But it's like I work for a university, and if I was to put stuff on my Twitter about the university being crap, then I'm sure I would get in trouble. I guess it's kind of the same logic. I don't know, man. But for what I'd like to see him playing rugby, yeah, he's a good player. Definitely. It's dried meat, kind of like jerky. So it goes well with beer. Flower isn't quick, but he's amazing at seeing space and capitalizing. Absolutely. Just seems like he's gliding. John agrees on the biltong. Okay. Bro, would you still watch the ABs if the haka was removed? I won't. I'll forfeit. And Elaran is loving the video quality. Yeah, this is what you get when you're watching 2017 HD rather than 1987 not HD. I have watched the All Blacks without doing the haka. I remember they went to Wales once and there was disagreement about when the haka should be. So they did it in the changing rooms. I think, was it off camera or just, partially on camera? So I've seen it before. Biltong is like Marmite. You either going to love it or hate it. You hate Marmite. Okay. But it goes well with beer. They sell biltong at Twickenham. No way. They certainly don't sell that at Eden Park. And we've got lots of Africans here. No way Falau can get stuffed. Yeah, I mean, I kind of live my life by the philosophy of just live and let live, right? If you want to do whatever you want, that's your business, man. I'm not up in anyone's business about anything. So I kind of wish people would leave those views out, but I understand people saying, you got your right to your opinion. So it's a tough one, man. All I know is if I was looking for religious advice, I wouldn't be getting it from a rugby player. I'd be going to a priest or a imam or whatever. Biltong is like jerky but better. Okay. Marmite is like birth control. I don't mind Marmite, but I don't really buy it. I'll eat it if it's on offer. I think I'm a Marmite man more than a Vegemite man. Sorry, just to put another bit of salt in the Aussie wounds. Just but it would be the same without the haka. True. Morning, mate. I was at that game. Felt cheated and we got stuffed. No way. The one where the haka was done in the sheds. Seriously. I remember the crowd booed when they found out the All Blacks were doing the haka in the sheds. They booed. Nothing wrong with Marmite. I can put hair on your chest. Adam, £2. You should get drunk on stream. Bro, if you guys keep throwing money at me, I'm going to get drunk. But cheers, man. I think G-Man has gotten through a few beers before on stream with his mates. I've heard that he got pretty rowdy, which is not a bad thing. I reckon the streams are a good opportunity to gorge on Kiwi snacks and introduce us into Kiwi comfort foods. I've always thought that with the microphone right there, whatever I'm putting in my mouth, you guys are going to almost be there with me, and it's going to be a bit too much. It's more than you wanted, like especially if it was like some kind of chips or something. We do pineapple lumps. Anyone tried pineapple lumps? I think that's a Kiwi thing. Chocolate spread. Flower doesn't want anything. Got his mansion in Perpignan. Beautiful wife. Big contract. Yeah. I thought he might have actually been angling for some kind of priestly gig. Personally, but I don't know. Hey, Nathan, how's it going? We are at 10 minutes and 17 seconds in the YouTube stream. The match clock is at 8 minutes 35. I remember G-Man getting sloshed on a live stream. How was that? How did that work out? Someone sent me the link, but I didn't have time to watch like the whole thing. Throwing money at me like a cheap hooker. Come on, man. ANZAC biscuits and beer. Never been a fan of the old ANZAC biscuits, to be honest. Didn't they get their origins from those guys having nothing much else to make? I never thought I would get to mention this again, though, but interesting fact, which I never got, I never noticed until my Aussie mate told me back when I was living in China. And it depends how good the microphone is on the game you're watching. But Stephen Moore, the Aussie captain in this game, I think he's captain, whenever he takes the ball into contact, he sucks in air. So if you hear him going into contact, you can hear him go. So, yeah, speaking of sound effects that appear on microphones, he's playing this one, so see if you can spot it. Once you hear it, you can't really unhear it. Sonny Bill Williams started horribly in this game. I guess he was a bit hit and miss at this time of his career, wasn't he? Big G-Man got hammered. Oh, man. Another try. Hooper has just scored. Wow. He just peeled off and nobody got him. Man, too easy. Start the anthem? I don't think so. No ANZAC bickies this year, sadly. Yeah. Girl Guide biscuits I will destroy, but not so much ANZAC biscuits. Oh, another ad. This one does have a few ads on it. Sorry, Rugby Australia. I know you might need the ad money, but I'm gonna skip. Pineapple lumps and perky nana. Perky nana. I've not. I think I'd choose pineapple lumps if I had the two choices. He's kicked that one. G-Man just won a Rugby World Cup. Fair enough. Yeah, I can't blame him. My mum's watching this game upstairs. No way. It's a good game, man. It was kind of heartbreaking for the Aussies at the end because, boy, what a run that they would have broken if they'd won this one. G-Man had random ladies turning up and kissing him. Man, no way. I don't think my wife would approve. I think G-Man's not married, though, so that's probably not a bad thing for him. Eyes closed on D at the moment. Yeah, 12-0. Hang on. Do we lose this one? Keep watching. We won't spoil it for you. Don't you have your own flavor of ice cream called Hokey Pokey? Yeah, man. Hokey Pokey. Hokey Pokey is all right. It's okay. It's got little bits of like, what is it? It's super sweet. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. Almost like somebody tell me. You just ruined the game for me. Oh, sorry. No spoilers. Rugby and opinion. Hello, sir. Honeycomb. There you go. Yeah, little bits of honeycomb in it. Quite crunchy. Just like sugar, basically. Little clumps of hardened sugar, almost, with a kind of honey flavor. It's all right. I wouldn't rave over it. There's better ice cream out there than that. Honeycomb, hokey pokey. There you go. Coffee ice cream. My wife really digs the coffee ice creams because they're not overly sweet, where she wouldn't eat hokey pokey because it's very sweet. What a huge scrum, but the Aussies still managed to get the ball out. Oh, my Lord. I actually, watching that back, I do remember that. That's almost punishing the All Blacks for such a good scrum. Phenomenal. That was Guinea back to his Super Rugby winning best, eh? When he runs that ball, man, is he dangerous. Loved the quarantine video. It was a bit of a laugh, eh? Bit of randomness. Christ, I hate Aussie commentary. I am, maybe this is a bit mean, but I'm keen to see how they handle the end. Are there a load of Aussies living in New Zealand like there are Kiwis in Australia? I would say there are far fewer Aussies here than Kiwis there. Generally, because Aussie has a lot higher pay. Love Nigel Owens, but he's Welsh, man. You're not supposed to like him, right? 3 tries in 15 minutes. They do give this one, right? I don't remember this one being chalked off. But I also didn't remember that first try in the first minute. This is sacrilege for me to admit, but I guess Pavlova is also another Kiwi classic you could introduce ANZAC subscribers to. Scrum destroyed in their 1911. Yeah. Pavlova. I don't mind a bit of Pav, actually. If you haven't tried Pavlova, it's not a bad... It's pretty sweet, but Pavlova's all right. It's a kind of cake. Dessert cake. Guinea was probably the best 9 in his prime. I remember the time the Reds won Super Rugby, and I was just thinking, man, it's unfair that they've got such a good 9. There are more Kiwis living in Oz than Oz living in New Zealand. For sure, yeah, man, I'm not surprised. I work with a few Aussies. Oh, off the post. He's missed 4 points now. 4 points with the boot. I work with the odd Aussie, but I would say I work with far more, I meet people from rugby playing nations, a lot more South Africans, English, Irish, a lot more than Aussies over here. Game clock is at 16:30. It's a try. Indeed, it was a try. He's the only Welsh person that's English okay. He's the special one. Favorite international ref is probably Nigel Owens, man. He seems to ref the game pretty constructively. Pav done right is great, done wrong, awful. I've never made a Pav. I've only eaten them, so yeah. I don't know that I've ever had a bad one, to be honest. Right, they've definitely edited out some of the faffing about, with scrum resets and whatnot. So that's not a bad thing. Mackenzie, a bit more loose ball, hey. Did like Jamie Roberts, but he left Bath. It's a go to South Africa as well. But he's back with the NHS, so he should be in the good books again, right? Doing all the good stuff with the health services over there. My uncle actually left Australia for New Zealand for better quality of life. I can see the odd Aussie who comes here to kind of get out of the Aussie rat race, because I've had a few mates come back to New Zealand from Australia just trying to settle back down because it's too busy. There's a lot of South Africans living in New Zealand. This is true. Australia steal pavlova from us, and they give us home and away in return. What a rort. That's not a good deal, is it? Nobody should have to watch home and away. Although I admit, when I was like 13, I definitely used to watch home and away. Do you watch George and Mildred? I haven't even heard of it. What's George and Mildred, or do I not want to know? Right, are the All Blacks going to score here? Penalty. A lot of South Africans living here in Brisbane. I heard there's a lot in Western Australia, right? My mates from Hawke's Bay ended up here via Aussie. He thinks he got deported. He lived in a commune in Sydney. Yeah. A lot of Kiwis end up in the UK. I think a lot of Aussies end up in the UK too, right? Again, it's more money. Many Kiwis here in London, they outnumber the Aussies. Again, man, it's just the wages are a lot higher. Like, I know my mate, he studied optometry. He was a real smart fella. He studied optometry here, and he was offered a gig, like a starting gig in New Zealand for like 50 or 60 grand as a entry-level optometrist. Whereas like in Australia, it was like 80 or 90,000 Aussie dollars. And he got to be like, get like a share of the practice. So it's like, why would you stay if you got that kind of job? Oh, try Rico. That wasn't his flashiest, but that's a good try. All Blacks needed that one. Queensland is also popular with Kiwi migrants. Yeah, man, it's the weather. We like the idea of warmer weather. More sunshine, less rain. This is 20 minutes I want back. It's just about to get good. Maybe. That was a bit better. Do you think there needs to be another ref on the field like in league? A few people I know think it wouldn't be the worst idea. Yeah. I don't know how. I don't watch enough league to know if it's made enough impact on the game. I do know that the ref has a ton of stuff to watch in Union. Kick the conversion. So there's definitely things we could be doing better to assist the ref. I mean, Pichot mentioned offsides. The ref shouldn't have to worry about that, or the touchies. That's one that a computer could look after. I kind of agree with him on that one. Like, basically, are you standing behind a certain line? That's not one a human needs to faff about with. So, yeah. George and Mildred was hilarious. Okay. I knew Big Will watched George and Mildred. Damn. I don't know what you guys get up to when you're not on here, but apparently you're George and Mildred fans. If the World Cup was in 2017, the All Blacks would have won. They were in their prime that year. That used to be the All Blacks for quite a few years, though, eh? They would win everything and then lose World Cup. I'm not saying that they won everything in 2019 because they didn't, but yeah, sometimes it happens that way. Rico in his prime, yeah, he went a bit downhill from here. Queenslanders, I like that you've got an expression for that. I knew a guy in Brisbane from Rotorua. Yep. Kiwis will head there from all over. Like, I mean, for example, my mum has got like 2 older sisters. Was it 3 younger sisters? And 2 younger brothers? Was that? Oh, Leslie, Mum, Terry, Tony, Joanne. Yeah. 5 sisters and 2 brothers. All of them live in Australia. All. She's the only one still here. The game's almost like league these days. Yeah, the set piece, I guess, is the big thing that sets it apart. Jerome Garces isn't well liked in South Africa. He's 3rd favourite behind Owens and Barnes. England v South Africa 2018 first test is a good one. It can be 2 hot bushfires, mate. Yeah. That's one of the jokes that we always have about Australia is that everything is trying to kill you. The frogs are trying to kill you. The snakes are trying to kill you. The spiders are trying to kill you. The fire. Like in New Zealand, you've got bugger all chance of fire. There has been some this year, but like very small in comparison. We've got like one poisonous spider that can make you a little bit sick. We haven't got any snakes. Like, yeah, New Zealand's pretty mild in terms of having deadly animals. Didn't want to watch the game of the century streamed by the All Blacks. I watched it like a couple of weeks ago. I did a stream on it. So, yeah, I watched it already. I didn't think you guys were watching porn. Don't worry about it. All Blacks from South Africa 2018. True. My live stream to you is terrible, but I think everyone in the house is on the internet. Okay. I hope it's not going too bad. I did an internet speed test earlier and it said your internet is very fast. And I was like, cool. Thanks for that, internet. Makes me feel better. That's a big ass family your old lady has. I think that was the norm for a generation, though. Well, to let you in on a little the old 2 cents family, extended family story, my grandfather, my mum's dad, he really, 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 really wanted a boy. He got girl, 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 6 girls, and then 2 boys. He wasn't stopping until he had some boys. John, just been hit with a power outage. Oh, man, take care. Cheers, brother. Let us know when you're back. What you don't need on top of a... this is second beer, by the way. Cheers, guys. What you don't need on top of lockdown is being hit with a power outage. Aussies only fear magpies. We have bloody magpies here too, and they are one of our more dangerous animals. Bloody magpies, I swear to God. Game of the century was awesome. Defense was optional back then. Yeah. I remember it had a blistering start and a blistering finish, and there were some slow patches when I went back and watched it. We do have mother-in-laws. Beer is looking cold. Yes, Sam. Second beer. Been in the freezer, mate. In the freezer. An hour out for the game. I was like, they've been in the fridge half the day. I will put them in the freezer just to keep them crisp. Game clock's 26 minutes and 3 seconds. It's 17-7. Was 17-0. Is it true Aussie government admitted a load of low-paid manual workers from New Zealand? Yes, that's a quote from a former New Zealand Prime Minister. He said, it's Robert Muldoon. He said, what do you make of all the immigration of New Zealanders to Australia? He basically said it raises the IQ of both countries, as if to say we are losing our dumbest people, and our dumbest people make their country smarter, which was pretty quick-witted. Rico gets called back. Oh, he would have been gone. But he must not be talking about the likes of me, because it took me a moment to understand what he was actually saying. I literally had a 3-meter python in my backyard about a year back. Heard you mountain bike over a snake down mountain biking. There's snakes galore in Brisbane. I like New Zealand. That's good. No snakes. Start my YouTube channel this Thursday. Good man. Keep to your schedule, whatever it is. I actually had a snake in my house yesterday. It's a bit of fun. Bit of fun. Okay. No, I don't regard that as a bit of fun. Oh, second one off the post. That's 7 points he's missed with the boot. It was the first time I watched it. It was so good. Yeah, it was a pretty good game, man. You can't argue with it. It wasn't a perfect 80-minute performance, though. Like when they said game of the century, you think it's going to be helter-skelter the whole game. I guess no game can be, really. Hagen, you want a budget? Bro, I've got twoies there if you want me to go twoies. I can go more budget than this. I love the Aussie man's reaction to magpies. I don't know that I've seen that, but I know magpies are a pain in the butt. This game's it's half an hour gone. It's been pretty busy as well, to be fair. Will Dave Rennie win the Bledisloe? Will Dave Rennie be there in a few months, man? I'm not sure. Snakes are a lot of fun. Come on, man. There's tourists driving on the other side of the road. Yeah, tourists have that problem. That is true. Not many countries drive on the left, so it's a thing. You lost me for about 10 minutes. Hope you're back, Tim. I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. Game clock is 31-21 at the minute. No dangerous animals up here. We killed them all. You guys have got a bloody dragon on your flag. What did you do with them? I see Daddy Longlegs crawling up the wall, if that helps. Bro, don't do that to me. We are at 33:08. Nathan. Will we see any international games this year? Cheers for that, Nathan. I really, 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 really hope so. I might be foolish, but I like to err on the optimistic side of things. It seems like a fair few countries are getting things kind of under control. If not under control, then at least they're minimizing the damage at the minute. New Zealand's kind of in single-digit new cases. I think Australia's in single-digit new cases. So from a Southern Hemisphere thing, at least we could get Aussie, New Zealand. I think that's a pretty good likelihood. Whether we get North-South, not sure. I haven't been following the numbers every day to see where every country is at. I know China got it under control for the most part, so I hope so. I'm optimistic. You're a bit of a beer snob. Hey, Isaac, how's it going? I had a snake in my house for ages and I told her I wanted a divorce. That's hilarious. I am definitely not a beer snob or a wine snob. Not that I drink a lot of wine. I'm definitely not a beer snob. I generally just drink it. Drink spates, lose your mates. I haven't heard that one before. We killed the dragons for them. Oh, that's how it went down. St. George killed the dragons, huh? They're talking about a Bledisloe Cup series. Yeah, I think that would be a good little money spinner, at least. Politically, there's a talk about a trans-Tasman bubble that if both countries can get their numbers kind of under control, then they may allow travel between the two countries. But yeah, we'll see. We need to see South Africa against New Zealand. I know, man. I know. That will be a good one. They're already talking about creating a travel bubble. Yep, that's exactly the same thing I've read as well. South Africa had over 300 new cases on Thursday. Holy moly. South Africa is a much bigger country. The most we had was in the hundreds, I think, per day. Like not more than 100 something. So, yeah, it's been dropping for a while. I think today was 5. Day before was 5. Day before that was like 3. And a lot of those people are coming back from overseas. So, Aaron Smith has just knocked that ball on terribly. They say Bledisloe Cup means more than championship. That's what they say. Cats and dogs and horses are getting COVID. I did hear a lion got it or something. Really hope the Rugby Championship still takes place this year. Super stoked for New Zealand v Box, especially at the oddball location. Yeah, that's true. They said they haven't played there for a very long time. English invented an imaginary Turk to kill the dragon. Okay, now this is getting a bit beyond my knowledge. You might have to explain that one to me. If we can't play North v South internationals, then New Zealand and Australia should play Fiji, Samoa, Tonga. I think, though, a lot of those Fiji, Samoa, Tonga players are based in Europe, so it may not be as simple as all that. But I like the idea. I'm just hoping to see the All Blacks versus Springboks at Eden Park. No other matches matter. I think we do want to see that match for sure. I'm also keen to see, though, how Dave Rennie goes with the Springboks. Not the Springboks, the Wallabies. Sorry, I was getting distracted because I wasn't sure if that was a try or not. Oh, lotto ticket. I forgot to buy a lotto ticket. I keep forgetting since it's all online. I only spend $2.80 to buy my lotto ticket, which is the minimum one you can buy, but I generally do buy one. Be good if Fiji and Samoa was open too. We could have an Oceania Quad Series. Yeah. Is that going to be a try? Back when Sean McMahon, this must be his last season for the Wallabies, eh? Is that a try? Even I can't remember if that's a try. Who would win New Zealand v South Africa? Might depend where it was played. I think I'd back whichever team was at home. Glad no rugby, bloody saturated these days. Less is best. It has left me wanting a bit of like Mitre 10 Cup style matches here in New Zealand, maybe Curry Cup in South Africa. If that's all we can get, that's what I would like to see. Fiji and Samoa would be especially vulnerable if someone returns to these countries with a virus. Absolutely. So, may be unlikely. Big Will said knock on. I think that's what the call is. My friend's worth about $10 million and he always gets the minimum pick. I don't feel too bad. Okay. Most of the building trades have been working more or less as normal where I live with no tourists and second home owners to get in the way. It's been open season. Starting to run out of materials. Wow. Sean McMahon was a huge loss. Yeah. I've seen him interviewed and he doesn't want to come back, man. He is happy in Japan. He's like, I'm making money. He's like, I know I've got a limited lifespan on rugby career. I'm making money. My body was already starting to get messed up playing in Australia. It's like, I'm not doing that. I don't want to be hobbling around when I'm old. I want to make my money and I want to stay healthy. So can't blame him. Building trade here, Craig, has been suspended under our current lockdown for the last 4 weeks. But on Tuesday, builders, I think, can go back to work. When Test Rugby returns, do you think the All Blacks can handle the Springboks scrum? It depends what kind of squad Rassie picks. I feel like he may go with a heavy domestic team, if you know what I mean. I don't know that he'll bring as many international guys back. So maybe we can be all good. St. George was supposed to be a Byzantium soldier, a Byzantine soldier who killed a dragon in what is now Turkey. He's also the patron saint of other countries and cities in Europe. Is that right? I learn something every time I do a live stream, man. Eastern Roman Empire and whatnot. You should make the All Blacks teams for the Big Five. You should make the All Blacks teams for the Big Five. What does that mean? Am I being a bit thick? Probably. Wow. What a sniping run. He just went round Hooper. Got to go. See if we come back second half. All right, man. Take care, Laurent. Good game this. You are not wrong, man. Aussies went out to a big lead. All Blacks have chased them down a wee bit. Foley has missed 7 points with the old boot. Man, Aaron Smith just went round Michael Hooper. He's going to feel bad about that one. Hooper saw it coming. Just couldn't stop it. I'll trade my grandmother in for live rugby at the moment. I don't have any grandmothers, so they've all passed away, so I would make that deal at the minute. My dad said he has softened over the years because when he played, he could do tip tackles. Yeah, the game's definitely safer than it used to be. But the guys are also a lot bigger. So I think that's why you see more concussions, but less like neck injuries. Oxford is deserted, so no students and no tourists. Yeah, true. Queenstown here, I think, has been pretty deserted as well because that's essentially a tourist town. Who will win the Mitre 10 Cup? Of course, Auckland, man. Who else would win it? A lot of the international guys are already back here in South Africa. They wanted to be home with their families. Makes sense. Georgia, that's right. Their flag is also the big cross, isn't it? The time on the game clock, I am at 40:50. 40:50 on the game clock. The YouTube stream makes it 43:46. They're really cutting out all of the breaks. It's snap, 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 snap. I thought that when I saw the game time, like the broadcast time was only 1:25. Like usually if I do a live stream of an actual live game with the 15 minutes break, it's like 2 hours. So G-Man, oh man, you are here again. Cheers, brother. Hope you had a good birthday the other day, bro. It was like 6 a.m. here, I think. I thought that's a touch too early for me to be on the beers. We were talking about you earlier, G-Man, and the beers actually. The score on my one is 17-14 to Australia. Talking about the G-Man, apparently one live stream, going through a few brewskis and feeling the effects of the old alcohol. And was it the World Cup where you had some ladies kissing you or something? You have to tell me the story, G-Man. We're all suffering major rugby withdrawals in Devon. Fortunately, YouTube has stepped up with a lot of cracking old games. Very true. I've seen more old games put online in this period than ever, which is nice because they're really usually quite hard to find. The combined forces when players hit each other is supposed to be like running into a brick wall in your car, at least going 30 miles an hour. Yeah. You can notice watching some of the old games to the current games that the guys are just so much bigger these days. So there must be unintended effects on things like their brains. You've calmed down a bit, but you won't lie, the Springbok final was memorable. Yeah, I know that feeling, but from 4 years earlier. Yeah. That game, I was in a bar with an Australian who was my mate and a bartender, and that was it. I was in China, and the bar was deserted, so we were the only ones watching. I had no ladies kissing me on the cheeks. That was 2011. So, married? No, I wasn't married in 2011. I had a girlfriend. Wales is the Old English for land of foreigners. Cymru means land of friends. Wow. Things you learn, man. Ooh, Bowden Barrett's got a knee to the head. Unintentional. How's football in New Zealand? Football here is pretty terrible. Hey, Mr. Rugby fan. Cheers, man. If you're just joining, game clock's at 44:33. All Blacks are 3 points down. It's been a pretty good game. But I know how this game finishes, and Bernard Foley's 7 points missed from the boot are concerning. Never too early for the beers. Just make sure the wife doesn't know. That's living on the edge, that advice. I'm not sure I can endorse that, but either way. If you played rugby at school, what position would you have played? Oh, if I'd been able to bulk up, maybe a flanker. Like, I got the height for it, but bro, I was skinny. I was way too skinny. One of my mates who I played cricket with all through 5 years old, 6 years old, he was just a bit shorter than me, like 6'3". He did bulk up quite a lot, and he managed to get into my school's first 15. Remembering the school I went to was not a big rugby school. Look, we had a first 15, second 15, but didn't play in the top division. So yeah, he managed to get into the first 15 because they needed a bit of tall timber. We know 6'3" is not that tall, but for that division, it was tall enough. But yeah, maybe. I think South African football is even worse than New Zealand football. I don't think that can be true. I think New Zealand's got one player in the Premier League. We've got one professional football team. One. They play in the Aussie League. Oh, man. Aussies have been under a bit of pressure, but they're holding out. See, Mark as a fullback. Geordie Barrett style fullback. Again, I would have had to bulk up a fair bit. Learn to kick. I love how British people get triggered when they hear the word soccer, even though they coined the term. Import it to other countries and stop using it and invert the word. Drinking faster. I've got one more beer to get through, so I have to drink a little bit faster. It's ANZAC Day, man. Got to drink a bit faster. Soccer, football, whatever works. The thing is, we call, like, rugby over here often gets called footy. I know it gets called footy league in Australia, right? It gets called footy. So it gets a bit confusing. Americans call football American football, so it gets a bit all over the shop, doesn't it? What a turnover from McMahon. He just pilfered that thing. Big Will was right when he said he was a big loss. Soccer is a very divisive term up here. I was short and skinny. I played for my school, for my town, under 18s as a hooker. Damn. I wouldn't have thought skinny would be the right fit for that. Just got used to drinking. Man. South African football sucks. They got kicked out of their own World Cup. We suck. We've only made the World Cup twice. So I don't think we're much better. Schoolboy footy in Auckland can be hard sometimes. Man, some of our Islander brother 10-year-olds, 100 kegs, definitely need to bulk up. Yeah. My dad wanted my brother and I to play rugby. My mother took one look at us and went like, nah, they're playing soccer. My brother and I played soccer, but we both sucked at soccer, which is kind of to be expected because it's New Zealand. But we played cricket a bit longer. But we still had like lots of games. Like if you guys played Bull Rush, like I still played Bull Rush and whatnot. I enjoyed that kind of stuff. I was able to slip tackles and things, but like the first 15 guys never went fully hard when they played us at Bull Rush. So, yeah, they always took it easy on us, I think. The non-rugby playing people, they don't want to hurt anybody. In Victoria, South Australia, and Western Australia, footy would refer to the AFL. Oh, there you go. I was short and stout and went to judo. Then you got skinny. Nice. Footy often means Gaelic football in Ireland. I guess, yeah, footy just ever refers to whatever is the most popular ball game in that place. Just seems to mean something different everywhere, eh? Every country that calls football soccer sucks at football, hence the name soccer is pronounced sucker. Haven't heard that one before. To be honest, though, New Zealand's governing body for soccer or football changed their name to New Zealand Football like 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. They decided, nah, we are football. We're not soccer. Maybe for that reason, they don't want to be suckers. Ned Hannigan actually managed to bring down Liam Squire. I'm impressed. I was skinny in school. I played wing, but I was also doing judo, and judo was ranked 5th in the country because of your weight division. Stopped because of injuries. Wow. Yeah, actually, there's a few guys who've done judo. Maybe that's a good idea. You need to do something secondary to help out with the rugby stuff, not just play rugby. Like my mate who I was saying got into the first 15, he also stopped playing because he got injured as well. He did his knee, so he couldn't play any longer. Bull Rush was mean. The only time you can chase and tackle the girls. Nice. New Zealand is ranked 122 and South Africa 77 FIFA rankings. There you go. We suck more than South Africans at soccer, football. I'm sure South Africa's got a lot more professional football teams than New Zealand, so I wouldn't be surprised if South Africa is a lot better. Oh, man, look at Adi Savia. Game clock's at 53-12 at the minute. Oh, my Lord, he actually scored. I don't remember that one at all. The power of that guy. How on earth did he manage that? Oh, it was Retallick. He must have got it one phase after. Because, man, Xavier was pumping those legs. There's someone who plays schoolboy rugby here in South Africa. He was born in 2004. He's 2.4 meters, 130 kgs, 16 years old. That is phenomenally heavy. Soccer's the number one sport played in New Zealand, and we're still not very good at it. Yeah, by participation, I think a lot of people, like me, got sent by their mums to play soccer at a certain age. But at least rugby is doing things like doing ripper rugby and stuff now. I think when I was a kid, they didn't have ripper rugby, where you pull the tags on people to tackle them instead of actually tackle them. If they'd had ripper rugby, my mum might have sent us to rugby. Because my dad didn't want to send us to soccer, that's for sure. Soccer sucks. That's brutal. Xavier is savage. This must have been when he was really starting to come into his own, 2017. Aaron Smith awarded that try. He has that effect on referees, man. I ended up doing Thai boxing, got Southern champion, and now I'm back playing rugby to show my boy his old man can still do it. He can't. That's nice. I've thought about that. Oh, they didn't give it. Thought about joining like a president's team, like the team for old men, basically. But I have to wait till my kids are a bit bigger, I think. They're still a bit time intensive. Didn't they disallow us? Big Will, man, you got the memory. I like football, soccer when played well, but over the last 3 decades, players have become more important than the actual game. They're paid too much. Don't really seem to care for their team. To be honest, I moved to China in 2005, and I couldn't, streaming rugby wasn't an option. Most of the sports you watched was still on TV. China 2005 still had pretty good broadband compared to New Zealand. So you could find some, but it was still only through official Chinese sites. So I started watching a lot of soccer, football, because of the lack of rugby. But, I tried to watch the last Soccer World Cup, Football World Cup, and some of the acting when they get fouled is just, I can't stand it. I can't watch those guys roll over the ground like they've just been shot and then get up and keep playing. I can't do it, man. That really, really grinds my gears. Yeah. Simulation. I can't do it. Tag rugby is so fun. Yeah, that's why I think here they call it ripper, because you have to rip, like RIPPA, you got to rip the tags. I think it's a good incentive to get young kids or kids who aren't as big, don't develop as quickly, get them into the game without getting them smashed. Since we are talking soccer, can we make up a chant for ruggers? I do appreciate, though, that the fact that the fans have pretty funny chants in soccer or football. What's the saying? Soccer is a gentleman's game for thugs and rugby is a thug's game for gentlemen. Yeah, I guess. New Zealand, I guess, is a bit different in that the everyman's game here is still, I'm about to get an ad, is still rugby. And sorry, Rugby Australia, I'm going to skip that one as well. My game clock is 57:33, FYI. I played hooker in college, first 15, but I was replaced by some random guy called Kevin Mialamu. Yeah. All right. Last beer. 13 minutes to go. Oh, 23 minutes to go. Haven't had that many beers. Good Lord. My wife is Chinese, yes. I guess that's what happens when you live in China for like 7 years, all through your 20s and early 30s. I feel like Artie Savia was playing under Julian's spotlight, but not anymore. Yeah, he's well stepped out of his brother's spotlight for sure. My boy plays tag rugby. They start contact at under nines. Yeah, it's definitely good to start them off with non-contact. It's okay. At least he was one of the best. Yeah. Chicken wings, you're late, man. Yeah, game clock's 59 minutes just now. Maybe try watching women's soccer. At least they don't act like a bunch of girls, ironically enough. Maybe I will. I will try that, man, because honestly, I can't. I mean, as much as you can respect those guys for being able to whip that ball in, like at that angle from outside the box, the 6 skills, it's all ruined when you see them rolling around on the ground, holding their shin when they've barely been touched. Can't do it. Hope play acting never happens in rugby. Yeah, I think they are trying to ensure that it doesn't by punishing people who get caught doing it. My boy had a stud put through his hand in school rugby match. You should have seen the wife's face when she saw it at A&E. Yeah, that's one of the things that's increases the soccer participation here compared to the rugby. Is worried parents don't want their kids to get hurt. When I started watching rugby in New Zealand live, I was amazed how quiet the crowd is compared to England. Yeah, we are pretty docile fans. We clap, and that's kind of most of it. Ethan, how are you? Footballers only do it to get a foul. Yeah, I don't think the referees reward the play acting. They're more likely to punish it, which hopefully will keep it out of the game. On topic of fan interaction, I remember during 2011 British and Irish Lions game in Hong Kong, Irish fans put up sign reading the Chinese a great bunch of lads, which was a quote from a Father Ted episode. Whoa. All Blacks had just gone in front. I kind of missed that. What happened? Bowden Barrett. Boy, does he score a lot of tries. Back of a scrum. Bodie's scouts to the left. And, yep. Kenny can't bring him down. Who was it that came in running? I do remember there's a Father Ted episode where he ends up like inadvertently looking really racist, right? I seem to remember it being pretty funny. Father Ted's class. I don't think the standard of refereeing is up. My son gave up after another spear tackle. That's what you don't want to see. That's what makes people quit the sport. I'll send my boy to ballet before I send him to play football. Fair enough. Barrett, maybe. Yeah, that's the one. That's a good try, man. So your kids are half Chinese. What sport will their mother let them play? Currently, the kids, I mean, they're still pretty young. My boy's 4. My daughter's not quite 2. They do swimming. I did send my boy to a thing called Rugby Tots, where they get toddlers. He was only like 3 at the time. They get little like foam rugby balls and they practice conversions and throwing and that kind of stuff. But I withdrew him from that because, to be honest, I'm lazy. And he had like rugby tots on Saturday, swimming on Sunday, and I was like, these are my 2 days off, and I've got something on every single day. Work, 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 swimming, rugby tots, and rugby tots, swimming. So I decided I don't want to do two things on the same day, or at least like two things on every day. So when the kids are a bit bigger, I'll probably put them in more, but like they're just too time intensive. They don't give me a break, man. So yeah, rugby toss was a bit of fun though. New Zealand isn't danger of becoming a country full of mummy's boys. I predict in 50 years the Russians and Chinese will be number 1 and 2 in world rugby. The Chinese, I know, have invested a bit more in rugby since it's become an Olympic sport, at least the sevens. That's pretty much how you can get funding for it. But at least when I lived there, and admittedly I haven't lived there for 6 years now, it's pretty much non-existent. Literally, the Chinese for rugby is the same as American football. To them, it's the same game. It translates to mean olive ball because the ball is shaped like an olive. Yeah, it's an oval. So if you say the word for rugby, they'll be like, oh yeah, American football. DC or Marvel? Marvel. I don't watch any of those movies anymore, man. I do not have time. Bowden is expecting his first baby. Yeah, my old man told me that, actually. Bodie's going to be a dad. See if that slows him down a bit. Fist of Fury, Bruce Lee, True, Ip Man. Good movies. Good news about a baby for Bowden. Yeah. That is cool, man. See how the players deal with being dads. Thanks for the stream. No, man, it's all good. Cheers. Appreciate you guys being here. Keeps me company. Like, I can't say I would have ever gone back and watched this game the full 80 on my own. I couldn't justify it, but when you guys are here, I can definitely do it. So it's good. Oh, Barrett is so dangerous. He gets a lot of grief for a guy who's that good, eh? It's just because of his goal kicking. Amen to Ip Man. Yep. He is pretty good, that guy. 11:15 beer time. Cheers, man. It's 10:17 over here in the evening. Also beer time. You know, I've never seen Way of the Dragon. Maybe I should watch that during lockdown as well, huh? Moonlight's in a good mood. Imagine dating the Barrett sisters, going to the Barrett homestead in Taranaki and meet the family. 3 bros. There's another brother as well. A 4th brother who played for the Blues, but I think he had like terrible concussion and had to retire virtually before his career got started. So potentially 4 rugby-sized brothers. He's not an All Black, but damn. Imagine trying to impress the Barrett family. Not easy. It's my wife's day off, and I chose you. You've still got the whole day, man. This is just the morning. My wife is also determined that I need to watch Frozen because I've never seen Frozen. And my daughter, not surprisingly, loves everything Frozen. My son's not that keen on Frozen. He prefers racing car stuff, but yeah, she told me we should watch Frozen, and I was like, I'm going to do a live stream. So I chose you. What can I say? I'll watch Frozen tomorrow. But Anzac Day, All Blacks, Wallabies, you guys, the Beers. Oh, man, Guinea had a blinder this game, hey? What a try. This is kind of vintage Guinea. After I kind of thought he was past his best. On the inside, you are very lonely without us. Yeah, I think so, man. There will be a lot of foot injuries from standing on the Lego. That is deadly stuff. I make my son clean up the Lego. He's not allowed to leave that on the floor. Isn't their sister a netballer? Oh, I'm not sure, man. We have Bodie at the Blues. We just need the other two. Yes, indeed. Super genetics. Never seen the way of the dragon. Stand up and walk to the wall. Dong your head up against it. I know. I had to take my daughter to Frozen 1 and 2 at the cinema. Yeah, I haven't yet taken my kids to the cinema. Again, my son's only 4. I mean, I know he could sit through watching the bloody TV screen for that long. But, yeah, I generally don't let him watch that much in one sitting. He has to play. He has to go outside. So, I try. To be fair, that's largely my wife who promotes that as well. She'll be telling me, get off your bloody phone. I'm like, just replying to YouTube comments. What can I say? Do it later. I don't mean to make her sound like an egg, man. She's a good woman. Frozen is to girls what Rambo is to boys. Can't understand why it's so liked. I have seen the first 2 Rambos. Did he miss that conversion? Frozen is awful. So glad your daughter never liked it. What's so bad about Frozen? I haven't seen it. Good refereeing. Yeah, he didn't take any nonsense with that one. Got to take the boy to all the Avengers films, though. 2 cents. You haven't seen Way of the Samurai. Please hand back your Kung Fury card. I did take Kung Fu classes for a while, for a couple of years with my mate. He got into his martial arts and stuff, so I followed him along. That was all right. Bit of fun. But didn't see enough of the old Bruce Lee movies. Great movie heroes, Jet Li. Jet Li's movies are pretty good. That's true as well. I like watching Jackie Chan's old Hong Kong movies. I feel like they're more elaborate than the ones he did for Hollywood. But they're all in Cantonese, so I got no idea what they're talking about. You need the English subtitles. Nigel, this is not Soccer Owens. Absolutely. That's part of the reason he is so popular. Man, Foley has missed a lot of kicks with this game, eh? Costly. If you're going to beat the All Blacks in New Zealand, you need to get pretty much everything right. You can't get most of it right. I feel like you got to have almost full game. Anyway. Iron Giant is probably the best movie for kids. Be prepared to buy robots. My son loves robots. Loves them. I've still got a few of my old Transformers from the 80s and 90s. He loves them. What was his name? Is he a goodie or a baddie? Where's his gun? Why did you lose it? How does he transform? It's good that he's into it. Nigel, I'm straighter than that one. He said that in a line out, eh? One of the lineouts was so crooked. That was hilarious. He doesn't take himself too seriously. You gotta admire that about Nigel Owens, man. He's got the self-deprecating aspect of himself, hey? Took karate classes as a young fella. Always let out a yeah every time you did a punch or a kick. Yeah. They didn't teach us to do that in the kung fu classes. It was more or less like a fitness class where they let you punch bags and kick each other's legs and stuff. But yeah. Anyway. Here goes Ben Smith. Try time. All Blacks are back in front. Man, the end of this game is fantastic, isn't it? It's just to and fro. Jackie Chan has a bit of a bad rep in the Asian film industry. Don't do this to me. Why? What has he done? Have you seen Lethal? I've seen all the Lethal Weapons, man. Definitely seen all the Lethal Weapons. Watch Harakiri. Isn't that the... It's a classic from the 60s. I do have a classic Japanese movie somewhere on my computer that I need to watch. Man, see, in this game, Bowden is nailing the kicks, whereas Foley is the one who's struggling. Transformers were class. The movies less so. Interestingly, when I've gone back and watched the Transformers TV show from the 80s and 90s, it was essentially a big ad to buy toys, wasn't it? And the movies were terrible. Michael Bay, man, I can't watch what's going on. It seems okay when you watch it at the cinema, but when you go home and watch it, it's pretty bad. Yeah, pretty bad. I wanted to like them. He has a rep of being a sex pest to female colleagues? Come on, no way. Are you serious? I hope that's not true, because he always seems like such a funny guy. Just watching all the Indiana Jones films and Crocodile Dundee films with the boy. Indiana Jones. Yeah, I haven't seen the last one, like the one that they made recently. When I say recently, I mean after the initial batch. Doesn't there a moment where he survives like a nuclear blast in a fridge or something? He also admitted in his autobiography he physically abused his son and has a daughter born from an affair he disowned. Oh, good lord. Bro, you've just destroyed my whole image of Jackie Chan. God damn. How do you mean physically abused him? Like beat the sugar out of him or what? TJ or Aaron Smith? For the pass, Aaron Smith. Like, for the pass and for getting to the ruck quickly, Aaron Smith. If you want to go who's going to score tries and bit of individual brilliance, TJ. Whether anyone thinks that the last few Avenger movies declined in quality. Beatings. Oh, my lord. That's pretty bad. My parents used to give me a whack on the bum, but like they wouldn't beat the snot out of me. Brad Weber, yeah, true. Oh man, there's the try that made them look like they'd won it. Beal. TJ manages the riff better. It's all in his autobiography. Man, he wrote it himself, huh? Man, there was way too much space there for Beal, eh? That's really poor. One finger death, but he didn't abuse his son. His son is a rich, druggy brat, which is a big no-no in China. Worse, Jackie is a member of the CCP. It's a big shame for him, at least publicly, so he just cut him off. Those missed 9 points. Yeah, they're looking pretty bad at this point, eh? Whereas Bodie has been a gun with the boot. Gave them hope, yep. Takes a contrite person to admit something like that. Celebrated too early. Who's the most improved player in this game since this game? I think Adi Savia came a long way in the time. Like he's a substitute in this game, whereas he essentially forced his way to be an All Black starting player by 2019, maybe. I never slapped my children, thankfully. If you ever lost my temper, I lost their respect. They're such good children. You're lucky. Adi agreed. Holder's own daughter part wasn't mentioned in his autobiography. His daughter says they stopped acknowledging each other after she came out of the closet as a lesbian. Didn't know that. This is all stuff that I never knew. Wow. Far out. The Aussie commentator reaction was just, oh, that's brutal. Barrett, man. Look at Checker. Oh, you poor bugger. I also try not to lose my temper with my kids, although I don't always succeed, man. Although I generally just kind of tag team with my wife because, yeah, there's no good yelling at them. It doesn't work. Man. What passing, eh? Lockdown been? It's been okay, man. Lockdown has been working from home. It's kind of a pain in the backside when I've got my children not going to daycare, but like you will not hear me really complaining about it because I know some people are out of work, man. So in the scheme of things, pretty good. Pretty good. Richie Moong has come a long way. That's true as well. TJ Link pass, absolutely. One minute to go. Those points missed. I forgot how bad Foley's goal kicking was, man. He's going to get a move on. This beer's not done. There's only 50 seconds. The Aussie commentators haven't given up hope. Same, bro. Working from bed, basically. Yeah, I wouldn't mind working from home. Like all my staff, because I got like a small team that work, I guess, kind of for me. They love it. They love not having to go to the office. And my boss is giving me a bit less to do. I don't have as many meetings to go to, which is nice. But like it's just my kids are around all the time. And they are like still young, so they need attention. So yeah, it makes it kind of hard. Sucks to be a Wallabies supporter. That's a pretty brutal one, eh? Just when you think you've won it, you don't win it. Had my first lockdown dream about a pub the other night. I am pretty keen to get back to the pub for a beer with the boys. That's true. That's true. This is the next best thing, though, right? Any more kids in the future? No. 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 Game's done. Feed is done. That was a bit of fun. Good game for ANZAC Day. I still got to finish this beer. Been mucking around. Hooper killed their chances. Hooper and Foley didn't have their best games, eh? D-Mac was a bit of hit and miss. Yeah, cheers, Big Will. It was a bit of fun. I'm not sure what we're going to do next. I'm tempted to do a Black Ferns game because I haven't seen any of the women's games in any great detail. So I think there's some good Black Ferns games on there, maybe like a Women's World Cup. I might give one of those a watch, see how that goes. Skull it, bro. I'm almost 40. I've lost the ability to skull. Did I ever have the ability to skull? I'm not sure. Oh, cheers, Jonathan. Didn't know you were here. But yeah. Done. Thank you guys for dropping in. It was a bit of a good watch. So yeah. Happy Anzac Day if you're in Australia and New Zealand. Otherwise, happy Saturday, Sunday. No, maybe Friday for some of you guys still in other parts of the world. But yeah, take care. And yeah, we'll pick one maybe for Wednesday. Otherwise, another one for Saturday. But we'll see how things go. Have I been to Japan? I have not been to Japan. But one of these days, I was hoping to come and see a Sunwolves game this year, but I guess that's not going to happen. But anyway, Mark, Way of the Dragon. Yes, I'll put that on my to-do list. I've got to watch Frozen first, and then I will watch Way of the Dragon. All right? So one after the other. Priorities. Anyway, cheers, guys, for hanging out for a bit. And I will see you for the next one soon. Take care, guys, and stay safe. Cheers. See you later.